everyone. This is Girish back with another guest. Today, I have someone who has been working with me, who has worked with me in the past, and who has really stood out in the activities what he has done. So we have a brief past for both of us where we have worked together. Apart from that, he has been an individual who is much more technical, and I have always admired him for his technical knowledge. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode where you would learn few new things related to a very interesting concept as part of crypto, Web3, and blockchain. So thank you so much, Prashanth, for being part of this 5-minute MicroSaaS show. We really think like we could learn few tips and you could guide us in terms of how to go about starting a new venture, as well as how to look at crypto, Web3, and blockchain space in the coming days. So over to you. If you could explain to the audience in a line or two about who you are, where you are from, what you do, that would be helpful.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Girish. Thanks for having me on the show. It's my pleasure. So I'm Prashanth. So it's been almost 4 years I've been working in Bitcoin fintech industry. And I'm basically a creator, engineer who loves to build simple, easy to use products for customers that I think belong to my community or the community I belong to. So my journey in blockchain started like 4 years ago as I was working as an engineer and with one of the Bitcoin companies in Europe, and we built a couple of products, got few users, and unfortunately we couldn't scale due to compliance reasons, and then we pivoted doing something else. But ever since then, it had been hard for me to liquidate my Bitcoin to a spendable currency, and then that was a very pressing need. It took almost 3 days to convert Bitcoin to euro, and then it was really bad user experience. And then I know for sure there are good amount of people who will take Bitcoin payments from other countries and for various reasons. And then there needs to be a tool, simple, easy to use tool, so that they can just come, send Bitcoin and get like spendable currency, which is euro or NR, to their bank account. So that's what the intent of starting Bringin. And it's been almost a year. So both have the company, build the product, and recently we raised some funds from few angel investors, and then it's going on. So there's a lot of learning in this journey, right? So Bitcoin and crypto space is not something that the industry is very small, and then the community and the market is very niche. So this is very much important to remember that. And as a creator, as an engineer, it's very easy to get caught in technology and building cool things instead of building useful things. So that was the main learning. So anyone out there who's building in crypto Bitcoin industry, I would my suggestion would be like to understand the problem very well and talk to a lot of people in the community facing a similar problem. And since it's a technology, so this company is built in crypto and Bitcoin, requires you to be technically sound, and it's a technology company that you would be building. So it makes sense for you to bootstrap, build a prototype, talk to a lot of users, iterate it, and then once the problem solution is understood and there are enough people who face a similar problem, you can scale the team, onboard more people who has a similar vision, and move ahead.
Okay. So let's step back. Could you just explain how you got into the problem statement? Because you were part of a company earlier where you had the experience and you were working in Bitcoin, crypto related activities. And then you were someone who actually had a chance to rub shoulders with few people who already knew it. So if there is someone who really has to start from scratch or is a newbie, how should they go about? How should they get the first exposure? Do you know any community or anything where they can be part of?
Yeah, for sure. That's a very pressing need to find the community or to get the head start to understand how things work. And Crypto communities or Bitcoin communities in general is very helpful. So everyone is on the same boat. They understand it's hard to get started and build in this niche community. So recently we curated a list of 160 grassroots level Bitcoin communities around the world,
Mhm.
around 40 countries. So I will share that in the show's notes. I'll share with Girish and Girish will share with the on the show notes. So I hope that will be useful. So you could connect to the list also has the link to the website and also to the handle. So you could definitely connect to a lot of community managers and then start talking. And the community is pretty helpful and friendly. And there are a lot of open source tools that you can use to get started. And that will definitely give you a head start and both in understanding the problem statement and also any help with the technology. Community has been very useful. And of course, you can reach out to me at pc at bringin.xyz if you have any challenges in building any product on crypto or Bitcoin. I'm happy to help.
Okay, sure. That would be really very helpful for the listeners. And also the company, what you are working on now is bringin.xyz. That is BRINGIN,
Dot
BRINGN dot XYZ. Bringin.
bringin.xyz. That's right.
Yeah. So bringn dot XYZ is the company name. How important it is for you to find a name and then market it in your crypto blockchain world in a way where it connects to the users. Because if you see the SaaS space, we all have to really find a name which pretty much connects with the user, and it really helps users to understand and leave up. It finds a space in their mind where they can easily remember, like, this is the problem statement this company is pretty much solving for. So how did you go about finding the name? It sounds interesting, as well as what are the marketing tactics which you're using, which is going to help you now and in the coming days, and what should be the ways in which the new starter or entrepreneur should go about marketing. If you could share these 3 points, that would be
Right. So the naming is tricky, right? So it took time for me to name the company, and it took a couple of months before I named Bringin. So the intention for Bringin was so we are a Bitcoin payments company. So we allow people to buy Bitcoin and also spend Bitcoin. So we want to get Bitcoin to the masses. So we want to bring in the next million users in Europe and around the world to Bitcoin because we believe Bitcoin is a superior technology and it makes the payments much more faster, easier, and cheaper for everyone. So that's why the name Bring In. And we are positioning ourselves as the company who has a mission of bringing in a lot of no coiners or normal people to Bitcoin, teaching them about why bringing payments are useful or bringing Bitcoin technology to the masses and its advantages in such a way that they don't have to learn too much, but they can take the advantage of Bitcoin. So that's the word bring in. And marketing in this. So again, there are two ways of building companies on blockchain, right? So one, you can use the technology to solve the problems which is faced by normal people, which of course is the better way of using technology. Always problem comes first and the choice of technology comes later. And recently, there's been a lot of like products built on the technology and which could solve a lot of problems. So this is because like the technology itself has a potential, and then there's a lot of research going on. So it makes sense to bootstrap, do the research, try out different use cases, and then pick a problem. Until then, bootstrapping the entire journey of building the technology, working on the technology is quite required. So coming to marketing again, so if you're building the product for masses using the technology, it's like marketing any other SaaS products. You find the target users who have the problem, and then it's the same technology, the traditional way of finding people. But if you are building product for your community, that is Bitcoiners or crypto folks, then it's not hard. because the crypto community is very close knit. It requires you to be active in communities, talk to a lot of people, network, understand their problem, and give them prototype, get feedback, and till you can onboard enough users on from the community where you can be profitable or cash positive.
Got it. So you seem to be much more technical, and that's how your emphasis has been in writing long posts and also information on blogs and LinkedIn and some other social platforms wherein you are trying to reach your potential users. So, do you feel like having a newsletter, creating content every week, posting different anecdotes and interesting pointers related to technical architecture and happenings over the internet pretty much helps a person to get noticed, and then he could really use them as a stepping stone and get into the community? That's what you meant actually, right?
Right, that's correct. So again, like since I'm building for the community and people in the community, and most of the people are technical, so the target persona is someone who wants the information that I can provide as a technology guy. So most of our information, what we share, is a curation of content which will be useful for them, or a technical blog which would help them. So that's how we built our marketing strategies to share the useful resources for the community. Like for example, I just shared, uh, like we just pushed out a curation of 140 grassroots level Bitcoin communities. This is useful for our users, and again, curation of Lightning wallets, curation of places where they can go buy and sell Bitcoin in the local jurisdiction. So these are the useful content that we push out, and from that we create awareness about bringin, and definitely technical blogs, because I personally interviewed a lot of wallet creators and created a brief overview of how to build a wallet, what is conversion, what's the challenges between in buying, what is the compliance problem in selling. So all this content is definitely useful for a lot of our target audience to it's not useful for them. So when shared, they will reshare, and that's how we could reach a lot of people. So content creation has been the backbone for organic reach to a lot of people in the community, and it's validation for the community as well. It's two-way advantages.
Got it. So before we wrap up, three questions to you that which might be helpful for others. Do you read any book? If yes, which is your favorite book in the recent times?
Right. So one book that I would recommend everyone, if irrespective of your technical or not technical, is Mastering Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is a technology that, even if not on a technical level, understanding Bitcoin will allow you to understand the essence of how payments is done, and it covers a lot of fundamental topics like economics, evolution, and a lot more, and culture, and a lot more. So mastering Bitcoin technology is a bit technical, but it can be read by the people who's non-technical as well. And that's been my favorite book. Have read multiple times, and it's beautifully written. And Sapiens is one book I briefly read here and there to understand. I'm more into evolution. I want to understand more about humans and how they think and behavior. So all the books around that has been helpful. Apart from that, I read more a lot of technical books again. Like since I'm an engineer and I have a responsibility to build things, so it's about TypeScript, Lightning, Node, and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's
Okay.
been my.
And how do you really spend time outside your work?
So outside my work, so like it's mostly spending time with my family. To be honest, like so since the responsibility of being a founder is big enough, like you get a lot of work on your plate, and managing this and giving time to your family is uh, it is an interesting journey. So I most of the time I spend with my friends and family and sports. So that's how I spend time apart from work, and at times reading and learning a few things. As I told, again, most of the reading is related to immediate requirements. So like best way to learn is to when you need to learn, right? So most of my free time I spend time with family, friends, or learning things, which is required again.
Got it. And where can people find you? On Twitter or on other social platforms? Where can they find you?
Twitter, Yeah, Twitter is I'm quite active on Twitter, even though I don't post a lot of things. I consume content and I at least like check out Twitter once in a day. So Prashanth123 is my Twitter handle. I'm sorry, I'm not that creative. So Prashanth is a very common name. So Prashanth123 is my Twitter handle. It's easy to remember, and that's the best place to connect with me. So my DMs are open for everyone. Please feel to ping me.
Okay,
Happy
so
to have
what's
conversations.
what's the next big update which we can expect from Bringin?
We are beta testing the product, and then 15 like November 15th we are planning to launch it open the product for the public, and we are building a self-custody wallet. We want to be all-in-one Bitcoin payments application for Europe. That's the major update that we'll be pushing out in first quarter of next year.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks for spending time with me, and it was interesting to learn. There are many more questions, but the topic itself is so niche that I really touched only few points, because we pretty much
Yeah,
are going to talk more in terms of how implementation happens, what's a business, how do you really build a business around it, how do you find your 100 customers, how do you find your 1,000 customers. But the topic itself is very niche, blockchain, and crypto and Web3, that we pretty much have to wait for a while where we start seeing it being implemented in day-to-day aspects of the products, which is much more nearer, I suppose. So thanks so much. I think we'll do a round two maybe next year when you pretty much are doing really much more good. And we wish you all the best. And yeah, keep bringing in the change. That's bring in, right? Bringing in the
right.
change. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, of course. Thanks for having me again. It was a pleasure talking with you, Girish, and
So
hopefully we'll meet again next year.
thank you, folks. That's it from my side, and I'll get one more interesting guest in terms of new domain, new aspects. Until then, keep listening to 5 Minute MicroSaaS. Thank you so much.
Thank you.